October.
All right,
Hi.
we're live. Hopefully this is working this time. Hello, everybody. Back again. I'm hoping this shows up on the LinkedIn feed because we're trying to get going and talk about the hashtag campaign 10 tips 10 days. And with the creators of the campaign, Lila and Jake. Kira's not available today. I'm here this morning as well, and we're going to try to share some thoughts and insights on how it's going, challenges, and making some clarifications and things like that.
We have it.
I don't see us live yet on LinkedIn.
You have it? Can you
see it.
send the link so I can look at it?
Yeah, let's find it.
Okay.
Because
sometimes I can't. Okay. Yeah, send the link in our group on a Facebook, and then I'll look at it.
I'm trying going right to your page.
Yeah, no, I'm going to my own page. It's not working, so I don't know. But if you're there, great. Join us. We're going to start talking. Yeah. Comment below. Ask us questions about hashtag campaign, about creating content, challenges, struggles, opportunities. You found it,
I'm just seeing that you. Well, I'm on your page and I'm looking at your activity, and I see that Lisa Senecal, MBA, business generator, brand builder, marketing expert, 9 minutes ago posted a tip. I'm just going to quickly like it and I'll watch it later. But it's about finding your tone. So anyway, I just saw that you had commented on it. I love looking through your activity, especially during 10 to 10 days, just to see which ones people are really closely following. And it's just fun for me to see what you're discovering.
Jay, did you send the link on the Facebook?
No, I'm looking to find your link.
Oh. Okay. Well, that makes it more challenging. Yes, yeah.
We're live somewhere.
Yeah, I know, but I can't see any comments, so it makes it difficult for me. I'd love to be able to see comments so I can actually respond to people. That's my challenge, but let's see. Okay, well, if people are joining us, you obviously can hear us, and if you have questions about the campaign, by all means, ask away. I'm just trying to see the feed. I don't see my feed anywhere. Somebody messaged me with the feed. That happened last time. That happened one time too, where I couldn't see the feed. Messaging saying, "Here it is, here's the feed." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's nice. Oh, Kira says she can see us on LinkedIn.
Okay, ask her to send us a link.
Kira, can you send us a link to the post in Facebook Messenger? This is so janky that we have to do it this way, but whatever. We have all these platforms for a reason, right? Because we can't just be in the same place at the same time with all the people we want to talk to.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, if she can see us, then we can just start talking.
Sure.
Sharing some of the fun things, the challenges. So, what are you coming up against, or
let's start with the first.
Excited by.
Let me start with the first thing, the clarification, which is some people have the impression that we had promised to comment on every single post, and what I can tell you is that having done this campaign as well as knowing the previous campaign for Let's Get Honest, which had millions and millions of hits and hundreds and hundreds of people, it is virtually impossible for us, unless we live here 24/7, to comment everything. Now, what we do is we try to do as many as we can. So, like, when you tag us in the post, we see the notification. Now, I get tagged by hundreds of people every day anyways. So sometimes I have to sort through the ones that are 10 tips and some are not. So, I can't spend my entire day here. But usually what I do is I spend about 2 hours on the day, on the launch day, and then I'll spend an hour, maybe sometime I'll find half an hour at night to scroll. So that's kind of as best I can do to do that. I'm
in every day, like throughout the day, popping in. But again, like notifications get pushed down. So it gives us the best chance of seeing your stuff, even with following the hashtag 10 tips 10 days. We don't see all the content.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, whatever the algorithm is promoting, but we want to see you, especially if you're a new creator and you don't have a ton of other people engaging on your stuff that's going to boost it in the algorithm and show it up on our feeds. We want to see and we want to learn about you. So there have been some people that, I'll see their video and maybe it'll have 1 or 2 likes on it. But because I was tagged on it, I do see it in the notifications, and then I get to meet all these new people. So it's just as much about the relationships with us moving forward and how we can continue to support you in your content because we've gotten to know you this way. We might not all 4 see all of your 10 tips, but one of us will probably see each one of them at some point.
Any thoughts on that,
what's
Jake?
interesting too is I'll find comments. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll find comments 3 or 4 days later from a day one.
Yeah.
Because for some reason my notifications will pop up on top for me that day because someone who I already know has commented on that.
That's right.
10 tips 10 days. So all of a sudden that becomes important to my personal algorithm. And so don't worry. I mean, we are here to support and we love to support. That's honestly, if you knew the amount of work it took, you would probably tell us we're crazy, to be honest. So,
I thought about, like, do I get a VA and have, well, I have a VA, I could have Alicia Johnson, like, log in as me and then go and click and like and comment on things, but I refuse to do it because I feel like it's me, that people are trying to talk to. Yeah. And I don't want to have somebody else just like it just to boost it in the algorithm. I'd rather have it be about that relationship, about that understanding of what each other does.
And there are many ways to support. So, the other thing you do is, so let's say if you want to get more traction on your post and no one's seeing it, I mean, first off, you can send a personal message to 5 or 10 of your contacts and say, hey, listen, I just posted this really cool thing about this tip. Check it out. That's one thing you can do. The second thing we can do as a community of people who want to support each other is go up again to the top of the search function and type in 10 tips 10 day, the hashtag, and you'll see all the posts. And right away, you'll see people start supporting. And if you do that on a daily basis, you'll be able to support, 5, 10, 20 people on your time here. So I think that's a great way to do it. It's going to get bigger too, because if everyone's nominating 3 people and tagging people, you're going to start to, it may expand like it did the first time. So, but to me, those are the best ways for you to get some traction. And the other one is just patience, because people will see some of the things, as Jake said, 3-4 days later. So these are all things that you can do to let people know what's going on. I've seen other people, they're actually posting on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter saying, hey, I'm doing this thing, and bringing people from other audiences to their posts. So there's a bit of self promotion as well as community promotion, as well as things you can do to boost up the thing, because for us the number one thing is that you create content. That's the number one thing. Then once you do that, then now how do we get that content and show it to as many people as possible? That's the second thing that we're trying to do.
Well, there are 2 other things that you can do. Last year, we had a tremendous amount of success archiving our tips using FYI.to.
Oh, yeah.
If you're connected to Rodrigo Martinez, he's the CEO and founder of FYI.to. This is a place where you can put links to each of your posts and create a smart list. And so you can edit it and keep track of your 10 tips, 10 days as they go in. And take a link to your FYI.to page and put that link right on your LinkedIn profile and your about summary, so that people can always find it. Follow my 10 tips, as like your top thing, so that people know that you're doing it. Also, when you're creating your videos, if you're thinking about one communication partner at a time for each video, what are they going to be getting out of this? Is this a problem that is going to come up with them frequently? If so, 6 months from now, when you talk to somebody that you're always serving and they come up against the problem that you have taught them how to solve with your tip, you get to deepen the relationship with your communication by sharing a link to that video. It's not just about getting it in the feed, it's about creating the content and creating yourself a library of resources that people can follow, try things themselves, and ultimately know that you know. That's what you want people to walk away with, whether it's now or later as you continue to send them your videos. I'm still getting business from video links that I send out to 1 or 2 or 3 of my 10 tips, 10 days from last year. And Jake, I know you are too.
Yep, absolutely. I was going to say, the thing about LinkedIn videos is they can be hard to find once they get aged, they get archived a bit. And so that FYI.to tip is a really good one. I've actually already started mine this year. And the intro and the first day are in there for that reason. Because when you're talking to people, not only on LinkedIn, I find it actually even more valuable when I'm out speaking, or if I'm in networking, people are asking questions. Instead of trying to sit there and answer a long question, I can say, hey, you know what? I've got a whole set of tips around this thing.
Yeah.
But if you go to day 3, here's the link. Just go check out day 3, and if you like it, watch the rest of them too. And that absolutely not only cements the fact that you're an expert, it also makes you seem like you know what you're doing. Lord knows, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm out there, doing the best I can, but it makes you look like a real expert when you can send people back to a nice organized set of videos. And then guess what? Also, when it's live like this and it's going, you're going to find new people. One person in particular that I've already really enjoyed is Dr. Jeff Faber.
Yeah, the courage. Yeah, I saw this too.
And she did a mountain marathon without training for it, without like any sort of real preparation. I'm sure she's, you know, an athlete of sorts. She keeps in good shape, but anybody that knows who's trying to run for a full marathon, that is a whole nother beast. That is not just like,
yeah, I'm not running anywhere.
Exactly. So she did it because it was on her bucket list, and she said, you know what? What's stopping me? I'm stopping me. I'm gonna be courageous. And so that's one thing that I've seen so far that's really caught my eye that I never have known about. Had the 10 tips 10 day idea came along in this group. So, Bobby, who have you seen out there that you've liked so far?
Well, my friend Edwin Frodonzo is, he's really passionate about his messaging, so I really enjoy his stuff. And for the most part, one of the things I'm just really excited about is particularly the ones that and there's a couple of friends from Toronto actually who are doing stuff, which is kind of fun. There was the fitness trainer, I forget her name. And then my friend Dan Willis, he's doing some really, and he's really short and sweet, but he's really passionate about content and building a community, and so he's done some good stuff there. So I'm pretty excited about all these things that people are doing. So it's awesome.
Yeah, Krista Mullion is doing networking tips. Richard Moore is doing social selling. And I know that there are people who have seen their content before, and these are both people, the two of them, Krista and Richard, who provide really high value educational content all the time. But doing 10 tips, 10 days is different because you really get a whole theme. It's like getting a free masterclass from some of these people. When I watched Bobby's tips last year, 10 tips to speak more, I was able to take some advice and create for myself a speaking career and travel around the world and speak in all these different countries and cities using tips that I learned for free on 10 tips 10 days. And of course, now I know, like, if I'm paying a speaking coach, it's Bobby, hands down, no questions asked.
Aww.
And Jake, one of your tips that you shared, I think it was just yesterday or the day before about, it was just yesterday about getting unstuck. I was like, okay, why am I really, really stuck here? And I walked through exactly what you said, and it was like having a friend and you are my friend, like in real life. And we actually both live in Dallas and hang out. But Jake had posted in his video like a whole thing that made me feel like I had someone coaching me through it. Your videos are so connective, and it gave me the experience of what it is to work with you as you help people grow through the problems that happen as you scale and culture problems. And for me, I have my own business now, but I'm still just me. And I'm still like dealing with what it is to be a person with anxiety, especially around video and other things too, like creating proposals. And I have a proposal coordinator, and I just judge myself for needing him. So really watching your video is probably going to end up making me $15,000, $20,000, that one video, because it got me unstuck from something that I'm going to be calling on him to help me get out into the world. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a yes for 1 or 2 events. So people are making money in all kinds of ways from watching these tips, from creating these tips, whether they're free or not. The value is so potent in 10 tips, 10 days.
Yeah, I like the masterclass analogy, because some of these people and you see, and you're like, if I could get some of their time, just a little bit of it, it would change my day, my life, my business, whatever. And they're giving it to you for 10 days. So it's insanely good. I know last year on Bobby's, that one sheet was a huge thing for me too. It was the kind of framework I needed to be able to think about how I present myself and get in front of the right audience. And understand how do I lay out my thoughts in a way that people are gonna go, yes, that's somebody I want to talk to. So everybody on here is really bringing it in a way that they really want you to succeed. And I can say the same thing about everybody else I've seen so far.
Yeah, that's the best part of the whole campaign, because we're encouraging people to share their content. And and again, the best thing too about the videos is that they also serve as a great marketing tool for you. It's often a great, a value add for people. So often, sometimes when I'm talking, for example, speaking clients or potential speaking clients, I say, listen, if you want to get a good start, here's my 10 tips, 10 days for speaking. It's right here. Here's a link. Check it out. I did it last year. It'll give you a good start to think about things you need to do. And, it ends up being something that they're very grateful for in terms of starting out. So that's one of the things that I think is really good. So right now we are still having technical difficulties in the sense that I can't see the feed. We are actually officially live though, because people have seen our stuff. If it doesn't work out and we'll take this video, we'll actually upload it, and maybe I'll break it into pieces and stuff. But I do want to add I do want to ask other questions. So in terms of some of the challenges people have. So questions about do I have to do video? Do I have to do it every day? I think video is the best for. And also, do I do it on my status update? So video is the best for getting the most reach and the most connection. So that's fine. If you are terrified of videos, there are programs that people support you. Maybe you can just try one video, but we encourage video. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. You can still do one that's a text-based post, and that's totally fine. The second thing is just have every day. Again, not everyone can be on LinkedIn every day, so I totally get that as well. I think it's good to have a consecutive. Like I would say, if you can get on LinkedIn Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then do them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 10 consecutive periods. And then you do it over 2.5 weeks. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm not planning to do it every single day because, frankly, with my live streams, I'm also swamped too. So I probably won't do that as well. And that's totally fine.
I don't even know when I'm going to have the time to post them until I have that. I'm like, oh, I have a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one now. So it might be at like Sunday night at midnight and then Tuesday morning at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I batched 5 of mine already. So
you did.
I'll find the time that.
Yeah, I'm planning to record actually all of mine tomorrow. So then, one person who did their video, different day, same shirt. I'm like, yeah, because you're recording.
If I just do this, do I look like a different person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll shave one part of my beard.
It might not be visually apparent, but
I'll change my chalkboard shirts. Yeah, exactly. So I
have some recorded, but for me, it's about the time to engage, right? So I'm not going to put something up and then walk away,
right.
And then go and have my day. If I have a 15-hour back-to-back day, and that's the case for me a lot more than it isn't. That's kind of how it is when you're in hustle mode. I'm working smart, but that's also if you're working smart and you're grinding. That's how I got from I had a full-time job a year ago to I am my full-time job now. Right. So that's what it is. It's this working smart and the hustle. And that means that I don't always have a couple of hours open, not working, that I can put a video up. So I get it. Use the time that you do have, make your own rules. Bobby the Bear, a company page, for a bear who teaches social media, did all 10 tips in one day in a text post. And I loved it. You know what? I went to each of these, just the first ones. So obviously I was clearly they have good taste there. And I went through Bobby the Bear's tips. One of them was read the Bobby the Bear blog. So I read the Bobby the Bear blog, and it had some really good advice for me on it. And then I had a link to the book, and I bought it. And I'm like, this is great. Give me the efficient version. You do you. Do it how you want to do it. Do it with the time that you have. And just think about who you're making the videos for. What do you really care that they know that you know?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in just always about, serve, who do you serve and how can you provide them tremendous value? And if you do that, then you'll be in a really, really good spot. What do you guys think about the time of day when people are posting? Are there any times that are good, times to avoid? What are your thoughts on that? Jake?
I'm always testing that. It depends because on some weekends I get more interaction than I ever do in the week. And so it's really interesting. Saturdays I'll get a ton of interaction. I'm actually getting ready to put mine up here right after we get off the call, my day 2, because I want to see how things on a Saturday midday are going to look. But I think the standards work too. I think Monday through Wednesday before lunch tend to just do really well. So I think you can be safe and throw things up those days because people are in business mode and they want to break. So they'll pop over to Facebook and LinkedIn and hopefully see your stuff. So that tends to be the pattern I follow.
I think you post when you have time to engage. So if you have time for a block of time to comment in response to people commenting on your post, if you have time to distribute your content, meaning you take a link to your post. And if you don't know how to do that, there are 3 dots on the upper right-hand corner of your post, or it'll say more, depending on where you're looking at your platform. And you'll see something that says copy link to this post. And if you have that, you can take that link, text it to some people, or message it to them. If you think about who the video really benefits, or who else is an expert on this that you want to bring into the conversation. We're of an abundance mindset here, right? So like, let's say I was posting something about communication. I might also tag in other communication experts. I might tag in Erin Sanchez, who's a brilliant copywriter. I might tag in Jamie Cohen, who's the founder of The Right Words. If I'm talking about how communication affects culture, or affects your sales, or affects you as you are an individual on a team, and you're not sure exactly where you fit in, I might tag in Brian Schulman with Voice Your Vibe. I might tag in Jake Jordan, I might tag in Bobby Umar, or, instead of tagging them in, send them a link to the post and say, here's why I'd like your thoughts on this. This either is for you, or you can also share your expertise in enriching the conversation in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are more. I mean, if you have the time and flexibility, the more ideal times are in the morning. Between 8 a.m. or so. Lunchtime is good. Between 4 and 6, when people are done work, that's when they check LinkedIn. They also check LinkedIn on weekends too, like around this time, which is why we're doing a live stream at this time, because it's before we start our day and get out there and do other stuff. So if you have the time, that's great. Because I saw one post that came out at 11 p.m. at night. I was like, wow, that's late. Very few people are there. Of course, I was, so I'm a loser. But but it's just something to keep in mind if you have the flexibility to do it other times. There's also one person who's doing 10 tips, 10 days on articles versus generally we're looking at the status updates to post because that's usually where you get the most traction. But someone's doing articles. What are your thoughts on that?
Do it. Do whatever you want to do. I do like when people use video, but you can embed video in articles now too.
Yeah.
I like articles for summations and for long form thoughts. So last year I did longer videos for 10 tips, 10 days. This year I'm doing shorter videos, but I plan to go back and make longer form thoughts of all 10 of the videos as either one article or maybe 2 articles.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I like using it that way because, like Bobby said, it's not going to get you the organic, reach. You're not going to be seen in the feed for articles typically, but they do look a little more professional than just a standard post. So they look a little more thought out and well put together. And like Lila said, there's some interesting options they've added, including documents, things like that. So I think of it more of a long-term parking spot.
And I actually think, to that point, I think taking your 10 tips and turning into an article anyways is fantastic. Yeah. Put a link and embed all your videos and all your posts in that article and talk about everything you just discussed. The other thing I would suggest to that woman who did it that I saw, it was a long form post. So you could break that down into like 3 or 4 different chunks and put them on your status updates. Hey, here's a piece of an article I wrote for the 10 tips, 10 days. Take a look and then link back to it. That way, now you're getting more attraction for your status update as well as for the actual LinkedIn thing too. So the article. So these are the things you can do that can help you with getting the reach out there and breaking down your videos and also I want to add to Jake's point about I did my 10 tips to speak more was short videos and I think I had mostly short one or 2 long ones. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for my thought leadership one. It might be longer one, it might be short ones. I like it for different reasons. And sometimes I know that it's hard to get people to watch a video beyond like 2 minutes. So maybe you guys can share some tips on thoughts around that in terms of longer form video. The max video you can do with 10 minutes, although I could technically do a live stream for an hour, although I wasn't planning to do that. But what are your guys' thoughts on that? Whose dog is it?
Just to let you know, I have the link now. Krista Mullion commented on it, and I got a notification. Chris, I talked about you in this.
Great, send me the link too.
Oh yeah. I'm just liking. Nina Penner, love to know more about what you're doing and how I can contribute to my end. But unfortunately, the video is choppy. If you see this, please let me know more if you can. Okay, we'll message you, Nina. Also, you can go and look at any of our pages and find that original post that any of us shared about what to do for 10 tips, 10 days. You'll see it in our activity history.
The short version.
So, regarding short or long videos, I'm doing longer videos. I don't do that many videos in general, So I feel like my audience has the attention span for me. And also, one of the things that I do with my videos is I use them as samples for keynotes. So I have one that I'm going to be doing that's actually about politics. And it took me months plus a night of stress and some holistic hemp company CBD oil to get me to record this video the other night. But I did it. And this video is a sample that I'll send to, for example, the Next Gen Government Training Summit, where I'd like to speak in DC next year. So I'm going to create this video. And for them, like if they're hiring someone to come and do a 60 or 90 minute keynote, 5 minutes for a video doesn't feel like a very long time to give a sample. They probably will know within 30 seconds of watching you if you're somebody that they're interested in hearing more from. But 5 minutes of a sample is compelling for them to send to other people. So I'm not afraid of making longer content, but also people's attention span is really short. So if your target audience, your communication partner is the general LinkedIn audience, try and keep it short and sweet. Remember that if you send them all of these things, it's 10 videos. So 2 minutes is then 20 minutes that you're asking them to consume of you.
And I don't have access to the entire feed now, so I can see all the comments, which is great.
Okay, cool.
So that's good. So Lonnie Ray says, Shay Rowbottom recommended a newbie to do 1 to 2 minute videos only because folks won't watch much more until we become a better known name, which is an interesting point, but it's a longer ones.
I saw somebody, I don't remember her name yet. I'll remember her name or like as I see more of her videos, but she keeps tagging us. So this is a perfect example. You know, like I get to see she's doing like mindfulness, meditation, breathing exercises, and they're like 9-minute videos, but each one of her videos is a gift for me at the end of the day. You know, and I wouldn't have known about that if it hadn't been for 10 tips 10 days. So I think your audience will learn
what the information is that you're sharing. Because when you tell stories, people are engaged. I mean, that's just the science, right? So if you're good at telling a story, it doesn't matter who you are. People are going to stick with you if the story is engaging and you relate to it in some way. So you, like Lila said, you could stick for a 9-minute video if the story vibes with you. Other things, if you're just sharing facts, if you're just trying to teach, I do agree that 1 to 2 minutes is a good target range because people are going to go, oh, I want to know more about this specifically, but I'm not going to sit here and watch you teaching. I just have to watch videos on LinkedIn, right? So it's not the information not good, it's maybe timing and the type of information. And that's been my experience.
Yeah, the other thing to keep in mind is like I use the analogy of sketches. So I do a lot of sketch comedy, and I'd often argue with my comrades on how to put together a good sketch, and they'll be like, after 3 minutes you need to shut it down. I'm like, look, as long as it's funny and engaging, people are into the skit itself, you can keep going. So the question I would ask is it funny? Is it engaging? Are people, do they want more? And if it is, then you can take the skit to 10 minutes if you want to. And same thing with how you engage on LinkedIn. If people are really into it, you can certainly do longer and do more, and that's fine. The other thing to keep in mind too is you can also add text in your video to give people some context of what you're going to talk about and some of the highlights, and get them to want to, invest that 5 minutes or save it for later so that they can invest. And these are things that you can do to try to get them to invest. So I think it's fine to do the longer form content because the other thing too, for all you newbies who are joining, if you're new to doing content, then you should take advantage of the fact that we're doing the 10 tips 10 days. We have a community that's supporting you. We have people like us that are supporting you. You have the go ahead to tag people and nominate people and build on that momentum. So I think you should totally take advantage of that and give people more content if you want to.
Yeah.
Paul Gill had a question. It's
Sure.
A Paul Gill, if you're following him on LinkedIn.
He is
and
A Paul.
He's really A Paul. He is A Paul. A Paul. A Paul. And he's also Canadian, so that works double. So to Paul Gill's point, he's asking about whether his approach is right or not. The answer is yes. Whatever your approach is, if you like it, it's right. But there are nuances around whether to create attention around a public company or around you as a person and what you know. Now, like if you are representing a public company and you want attention on that, Bobby, you're the thought leadership expert in the group here. I'd love to hear from you. I have a opinion, about what it is. I know that you're going to be sharing a tip about this specifically as well. So, what do you think when somebody represents a public company? What's the balance between speaking only from the company perspective or speaking from the personal perspective of the CEO of this company?
Well, I mean, every single brand, every single personal brand is personal collection. So if there's a CEO that's going skiing or has a wonderful moment with their family, they're welcome to share that. Now, I typically will say, on LinkedIn, you can do 100% professional or you can do 80-20. I usually do 80% professional, 20% personal. So I talk about my weight loss challenge. I talk about my kids. I talk about celebration with my family. But that's 20% of the time. Now, and I think it adds a human side to who you are. Now, there's more dangerous ways to go where you talk about politics or religion or something, or ranting negatively about somebody and things like that. That could be, but you have to take responsibility for whatever you post. For people who are worried about their company brand and things like that, I think that if you are a CEO or a VP of a big company, studies show that people trust companies more when CEOs are out there sharing content about themselves and their lives. They just do. It's better for the overall connection. They feel that that person resonates with them more, and so therefore they're more loyal to the company. So it's actually a good thing. Now, most people fear doing so because of all that potential backlash. But again, that's part of whatever you share. Make sure it's something that's valuable. Make sure it's something good. Make sure it's something that people will get something out of. And I can tell you, for a fact, vulnerability in every form will connect. It just will. So you shouldn't worry so much about the vulnerability piece, because it's one of the best ways to connect to people. Because if you're a CEO and you struggle with one thing, that's fine. People will get it. People resonate. I think it's going to be great. And anyone who does it, they're not your target audience anyways. They're just your competition that are trying to make you look bad or something. So that's my take. It's short. I don't want to get too into it, but what do you think?
I mean, I think the whole point of social media is social. So if the people that run the company aren't willing to at least try being social, then I feel like there's almost a subconscious, why aren't they out here? What do they have to hide? And it's not maybe something that people are consciously thinking, but I know when I'm going through and I see a competitor whose top leadership is out there just talking about things, and then you have the competitors, but it just automatically makes me trust the other company a little bit more and be willing to listen to what they have to say. It's not a hard thing, but I just personally, I know based on how people think, when you're out there, like you said, Bobby, people are going to be more likely to give you the opportunity to talk to them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Lila says her sound's gone. Are you there now, Lila? Can you talk? I don't hear you.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe it might be sounds on your end because the sound on the social live thing is working. So let me get back to some of these others. Lots of other comments here. So did we answer Nina's question? I'd love to know more about what you're doing and how to contribute, join in. Well, the general way to contribute and join in on the campaign, Nina, is to come up with 10 ideas for topics tips you want to share around a topic. I mean, I know you're really into emotional intelligence and behavioral styles. Maybe you do 10 tips around that. Or you're big on leadership development. Talk about 10 tips. I can hear you.
Can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Can hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. You can't hear us.
You can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes?
I can hear you. Yes.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So sorry.
Sorry about that. I can't hear you. I'm going to try and listen in from LinkedIn. No,
okay.
it's not, but I have to sign off in a minute anyway.
Okay.
I hope it was helpful. To everybody watching. I gotta go. My sound is advertising anyway. But thank you for having me here.
No, glad to have you.
I think it can be you and Dave and carry on. I'll try to find you in the comments.
Yeah, we can finish off a little bit. Thanks, Lila. We can finish off a little bit, and I just want to answer some of the questions people have in the feed. So let's just make sure we get to that. So I was finishing the question with Nina about how you get started. Jake, I want you to give her some tips there, and then we'll go to the next question.
Yeah. So like I said, I think especially if you're new or somewhat new to content, I think it's always a good idea to frame out what your big idea is, to understand what the real big concept you're trying to share, and then just break it down into digestible pieces. That's a real easy way to come up with 10 steps, because a lot of people will be literal about that and go, well, there's not 10 steps to my thing. Well, there's not 10 steps built into a lot of things. So just knowing, for example, I'm working on helping to get unstuck from business challenges. That's really nebulous, but I took a process I take people through and compare pieces, and that's my 10 steps. So it helped that to help you kind of break down what might make sense for whatever concept you're trying to convey.
Yeah, I think you can take any situation, like let's say a situation like I have a difficult boss, okay? And so what are things you can do to deal with that? So number one, having, creative conversation with your boss. Number two, focusing on company's values. Number three, getting alignment from people around you. Number four, maybe asking a mentor for help. There's different, like you can start creating brainstorm ideas around that one situation. Pretty soon it becomes an entire solution around, hey, here are the 10 days for my thing.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
That makes it easy. And then I was going to reply to Lonnie. She was saying Shay recommended that newbie do 1 to 2 minute videos only because won't watch much more. It's not a bad piece of advice, because if you are new, you may not be able to really put stuff together in a way that's going to be really compelling. So I totally get that. And it's not a bad idea. 1 to 2 minutes is an easy, here I am, here's my thought, see you tomorrow. That's also less stressful for a lot of people.
Yeah. And also, if you're making a video, be sure you don't get interrupted by children and photos that get in the way. And what are you doing? Right? You do that? Good job. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good for you. All right. That's awesome. Okay, so there's my son. My kids are so sometimes what happens is people will take over your posts and they get in the way, and that's it's a normal thing that happens. It's totally cool. Okay, please keep that down. Thanks. Thank you. All right. Good. Anyway, so I also put in the messages that people can't ask questions. They can just ask questions, and we'll get to the video later because it is recording. It is going to be it'll be on my feed, so you can definitely see it. So I think you can totally ask questions, and we'll look at it. But again, we just want to clarify how things work, how to support each other, how to use the videos, what timing to use, all that kind of stuff. And we're asking people to keep. Please don't do that. We're asking people to keep sharing their content. And you know what? If you want to do 2 versions of 10 tips, 10 days, do 20 tips, go for it, man. Like those are already on day 5. I haven't done day 1 yet. You're on day 5. You're gonna end by the time I'm at day 3. Keep going, because the last time our campaign lasted like 3 months because people are starting later on. So I totally think you can do more than once and just really just pound out the content.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I think that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining us on this live stream. Hope we answered a lot of your questions and clarified things. Jake, thanks so much for being one of the awesome family partners for this, and continue to post, continue to tag us in your posts, continue to nominate others, continue to use the hashtag to share in the campaign, and let's turn this into something really awesome and help people bring up content as much as possible.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks for the invite today, Bobby. And hope you guys have any questions. Of course, me and Bobby and Kira, who's not here, and Lila, who is here, will all be happy to help you. Just shoot us a message.